pleasure of having Miss Alyssa Villieu on tonight with us.
Hello, everyone.
And Alyssa is one of our amazing ambassador diamonds that we have on in our upline. And for those of you that are new, there aren't a whole ton of ambassadors even that anybody has on their team. And we are very proud that we actually have 3. So Alyssa is incredible, and she has some amazing tips for us all tonight. So we are happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be on.
All right. So if you would, all right. So if you would, Alyssa, just kind of give us your story. Tell us how you kind of found this and how you got started.
Okay. I got started in this business a little over 2 years ago. And before joining the business, Michael and I, we were teen parents and living on food stamps, government assistance. The day that we signed up as distributors, we had $5 in the bank. And we had to sell clothes and appliances on a local garage sale site up in West Lafayette to even buy our kit. And, I was just at a point in my life where I always knew that I was made to do more, but I never knew what it was. And I had tried some wraps, and I saw the opportunity that I had my hands on. And I knew that every single person that I know would love to tighten, tone, and firm. And the wrap was all that I knew at the time. I honestly didn't know that there were any other products. And so I took time and I prayed about it. And when we decided to kind of just take the leap, I never looked back, and I never had the fear of losing our food stamps and losing our government assistance, because that wasn't the life that I wanted to live. And that wasn't the life that I wanted Harper to be raised in. And so I knew that it was up to me to change my life. And so when we got started, we never looked back, and we just focused on, Tiffany was my upline, but she was just getting started as well. And so we had no clue what we were doing. And all that we knew was there were training videos on our eSuite. We knew that there was a steps to success and that there were charts that needed to be filled. And so I started calling people and messaging people and meeting people. And I was having team meetings when I had 2 people on my team. And it was ignorance on fire. And, people always ask, like, how did you get to where you are? And honestly, I just put my head down and I got to work, and I did what it takes to be successful, which is to fill your steps to success. And, to focus on changing lives every single day. So that's something I realized from the beginning, is that once we got started, that it wasn't about us anymore, and it's never going to be about us ever again. And I think that's the really cool part about this business, is that God brings people into your business when it's the right time for them and the right time for you to lead them. And so you have to take that pressure off of yourself of, I've got to be successful overnight, or I've got to start signing tons and tons of distributors and customers. But it takes time to grow a successful business, and you want to take it seriously from the very beginning, and you want to make sure that you're having fun. And that's something we've done since day one, is we have had so much fun, and we've met our best friends with this business. When we got pregnant at such a young age, we lost all of our friends, and we didn't really have that support system. But now with it, we're a brand new family, and we have brand new friends, and it's so incredible just how this business has transformed our lives. We've paid off all of our debt. We had our dream wedding. We have new cars, a new house, and now we have the opportunity to share this with other people to help them also pay off debt and change their life as well.
That's amazing. I love to hear your story. I love it.
Oh, you're so good.
It's seriously, it's so inspiring. It's so inspiring. It really, really is. And I think it's awesome because now all of us, even, when Tristan and I started too, we have all these things that, there's all these like so much help out there. There's so many like groups and training videos, and we all have so many things laid out for us. Like we pretty much just tell each other, this is what you have to do. And I think it's so awesome because even Tiffany didn't have that, you know, you just like, just getting started with not knowing at all what you're doing. And it just goes to show that you can be successful without all of that help.
Yes.
I think that's so awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
So tell us, since you are our Instagram guru, give us some tips with Instagram, because I think that I get the majority of questions from my team, especially on Instagram, because it's confusing and it's a lot to take on, I think, for a lot of people that have never used it especially. So give us some tips on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, I love Instagram. So Instagram is how I have built the majority of my business from a certain point. And I was really belly to belly when I first got started. But with Instagram, you guys, you have your hands on so many people. And you've got to make sure that you're taking advantage of that. If you could just go ahead and mute yourself, make sure that you guys are muted.
Krista, can you do that from yours or no?
Elisha's inside trying to mute.
Okay.
Sorry, I hear like muffling and I get so distracted.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so with Instagram, you just got to make sure that my biggest tip always is just making sure that your profile looks attractive. That if I clicked on your profile, what I want to say, what I want to follow you in your adventure, and take it away from like the spam of, you see, like people have a problem with network marketing because of this, like the spammers, but we don't have to be that way. And when you make sure that your profile is in that way, that's going to really encourage other people to join the business, because they realize that it doesn't have to be like spammy. So my first tip for you guys is make sure that your profile looks attractive. What I want to say when I click on your profile, what is in your bio? I always, I tell everyone, you know, make sure that you have put that you're a business owner in your bio, because that's incredible. And keep your bio very short and very sweet, and make sure that you use some emojis, and make sure that you're posting the best pictures that you can. You all know that you can use any post that I make, that any other leader makes, and make it into your own, but always be posting your best pictures. Make sure that you're interacting with people on Instagram. So like for me, at a time, I have about 10 people at a time that I have notifications on for, and that I'm building a relationship with. So on Instagram, if you go to someone's profile, there's 3 little dots up at the top right corner, and you can, once you're following them, you can hit turn on post notifications. So I'll do that with about 10 people at a time, because I want to make sure that that I'm not kind of overdoing it, because you get to a point where maybe you're adding like 100 people a day on Instagram, but if you're not building relationships with those people, you guys, then you're kind of just going to start spinning your wheels a little bit, and you're going to be following all of these people, but you're not signing anybody. So you've got to kind of take a step back and focus on the people that you're already following now before you keep on building your network. And your network will continue to grow. Organically, it will grow. But you've got to focus on sealing the deal with the people that you already have your hands on right now. So I always focus on about 10 people at a time. I make sure that I'm liking and commenting on their posts. I feel confident messaging them, because I know that when they go to my profile, I know that it looks very professional. It's very colorful and bright. It's not spammy at all. It's very welcoming. And so when I message people and introduce the business opportunity to them, the first thing people are going to do is they're going to go to your page, and they're going to see what it looks like. So this is why it's so important to make sure that your page makes people want to stay. And I'll post, I can share with the girls just like a screenshot of kind of what my profile looks like, what some of my pictures look like, and to give you an idea of what you should be posting. But sharing your adventure is what truly matters. And make this a part of your everyday life and show people that you're having fun. So posting pictures of you and maybe one of your potential distributors are out for coffee. Post a picture of that, because some people join, just for the friendships. And if you sell a wrap, take a picture of that wrap cache with you in a selfie with a cup of coffee, because some people can't even afford that. I know that I couldn't afford Starbucks before I got started in this business, or even at the gas tank. It doesn't have to be these crazy extravagant things that you guys are doing, because it's the little things that matter in this business to people. And you've just got to remember every day to share your adventure and to just share what you're doing, because oftentimes we just kind of forget to take a picture. Like, you're like, oh my gosh, I just had a great lunch. Well, just remember to take a picture of that and share that and talk about your lunch. Talk about the things like, what goals did you talk about with some of your business partners, or like, what are some of the dreams that are on your dream board? Post pictures of that and get people inspired and get people dreaming again. And that's when people are going to join your team, is when they feel something. So every post that you make, you should be making someone feel something. But remember to be yourself. Always, always be yourself, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable. So there was a time in our business when, it hurt so bad when we were struggling. We were struggling on the inside as well, but it's okay to talk about that kind of stuff. And it's okay to be vulnerable, because there is someone who is on your Instagram, who will be scrolling through your feed, who they'll open up that one post and it's you being yourself and you being vulnerable. And guess what? They could be struggling too. But so I just want you guys to know that it's okay to talk about the things that you are dreaming and that you're struggling with right now. And so for Instagram, I use PicTapGo to edit all of my pictures. It's my favorite app ever. I love it so much. It's called PicTapGo. And, you don't have to have a professional camera. You don't have to be a professional photographer. Just take some bright and colorful pictures. And that is one of my biggest tips, you guys, because Instagram is all about photography. And just like I said, use any images from any leaders that you guys have, but make sure that you're building those relationships with people. So about 10 people at a time is what I have notifications on for. And as I start signing those people, I will add more people to it. So I want you to think in the back of your mind, who do I want on my team? What kind of people am I looking for to grow my business, to have in my organization? Who do I want? Someone who's obviously active on social media, someone who I can relate with. So maybe I want someone who has a little girl, or maybe I want someone who's into fashion, or whatever it is. And you can find people all over the world by using hashtags that relate to you. On Instagram, you can use the location. So I actually just signed my last distributor that I needed to be in all 50 states in Wyoming. And you can do that just by typing in Wyoming into the location, and people's profiles who live there will all come up. And so that will kind of get you to grow like all around the globe, which is really, really amazing. And so you've just got to take advantage of the tools that Instagram has, and don't make it complicated, because it really is so simple, and there's not a wrong button that you can press. And it does take time to grow your Instagram. Mine took about 4 to 5 years. I have about 41,000 people that follow me, but that is over almost a 5-year period. So that didn't happen overnight, and it's not going to happen overnight, but you've got to stay consistent. That's what people are looking for. They're looking for just the way your profile looks. Are you consistent? And are you liking and commenting and building relationships with other people? That's the most important part about this business, is building those relationships, because that's when people are going to join your team.
I love that.
Okay, Liz, can you tell us how many times a day you post on Instagram? Is it different than Facebook?
Yeah. So Instagram is about 2 to 3 times a day. And that's really all that you should be posting on Instagram. I wouldn't post more than probably 3 to 4 times a day on Instagram. Whereas Facebook, I would post about 5 to 6 times a day. But that's just because you want, so I'll post in the morning, afternoon, and night, just so that I make sure I hit all different times. But with Instagram, it's not needed to be posting as much as you are on Facebook.
Okay. And do you post obviously different things then on
Yeah,
Instagram?
so I'm like, I call it the F's of Instagram. So I obviously do before and afters, but I delete those after a couple of days once I've followed up with everyone that's liked and commented, just to keep my page clean.
Mhm.
And then I do food, fashion, fitness, family, fun, like festive. So like if there's a holiday or something that's going on, and there's just like the F's of Instagram is what I use. But to get ideas of kind of what you can be posting outside of business posts and before and afters and product posts, if you just jump on Pinterest and you can type in like photo challenge, there's going to be so many ideas for you guys, different pictures that you can post. And that's a free tool for you. So that will just give you ideas of, this is 30 different ideas that I can be posting on my Instagram. And you can even join like a hashtag for a photo challenge and get connected with people all around the world doing that as well.
I love it. Sorry. How often do you post a before and after on Instagram?
I post a before and after probably, I do at least one product post a day. And so that difference between like a before and after and a product. So it really just depends. But like with the BOGO, you guys should be posting a before and after. You should be posting, multiple before and afters. I've done a lot of videos on Instagram the last couple of days for the BOGO. So really make sure that you guys are utilizing that. Those before and afters are going to be huge for your business. That's how you're going to get your loyal customers for sure, is by posting those before and afters. But like I said, I do go back and I delete those to keep my page cleaned up. So that's something that you can do, is go and clean your page up. It doesn't take a lot of time, and that's really going to make someone want to stay when they look at your page, because it's not looking spammy at all.
Mm-hmm. I love it. One more question. What was it? I just lost it. Do you message every single person who likes your posts?
Yes, I always message. And like I said before, I just feel confident messaging that they will be accepting of it, just because my page doesn't look spammy. And so I think that's the big difference between cold messaging and I just feel like when you're messaging people, they like your page, so they like your image, so they are on your profile, so they're going to be more open to it, which is why I'm comfortable messaging people who like and comment. And with that, I always keep it simple. I always just be myself. I change every message kind of depending on like how is my relationship with them, or just kind of how I can get a read for them. And you will get a great read for people. As the more that you do this, you'll be able to read people and know, okay, this is how I should message them this way, and maybe this other person I could message a different way, because I do have a relationship being built with them. But yeah, message every single person that likes or comments on your posts, you guys, because you never know.
Jess,
And we're starting to send them thank you.
I know. And so like if someone tells me no, I just keep on doing my thing, and I know that they will be back. And especially with a business post, I know that they're always going to be seeing my posts because I stay consistent. So every time that I post, that's in the back of their mind is making that $500 extra a month that I mentioned in the message I send them.
Love it.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, so speaking of loyal customers, what are your do you have any tips that you can give for finding or signing loyal customers?
Yes. I think that as you sign loyal customers, you just got to take such good care of them, and they will bring you more loyal customers. I know for all of my loyal customers, I always get referrals, and I always I get people on the phone when I'm signing customers. So my first thing that I do once I message someone, or I get customers from blitzing, I get customers from wrap parties, I get customers by doing everything that they tell us to do, but I get people on the phone and I make sure that I understand their goals. So if you're just getting started, you don't have to know every single product right now. That's something that will happen over time. But for me, I always focus on creating like a 90-day plan for my customers. And that takes off that pressure of signing up for the 3 months. And I'll have like a catalog out. And as they're telling me about their goals, you want to get them to talk about their goals, to talk about themselves. And as they're doing that, I'm kind of going through and I'm marking like products that I know that they need in their life. And so, the people that I'm messaging, the people's numbers that I'm getting are people from being out and about. They're people from social media. I always have that 5 seconds of courage that it takes to just message someone, because you never know. And if they tell me no, that's fine. I just tell them, I'll be here whenever you're ready. But I know that they're still going to see my posts. But if they're liking my posts, then heck yeah, I'm going to message you and I'm going to tell you about these amazing products, especially now with the BOGO. I have, like, my hands hurt so bad because I've been messaging everybody. But that is, BOGO is amazing. But every single day, you guys have got to be reaching out to people and to have that 5 seconds of courage and believe in the products and be a product of the product. And you will want to message people. You won't feel pressure at all. You literally will wake up and want to help people feel good and feel healthy and achieve their goals, because there's nothing better than that. And all of those people potentially will be your business partners as well, which is kind of how I look at it is, okay, I want to get Hannah to fall in love with the wrap because I know that she's in a sorority and she would be amazing at this business. So I'm going to do what it takes to get her to try some wraps out so that she falls in love with them. Because the second that those products go into their cart, they will fall in love with the products. And you just got to remember to always be taking care of your customers and following up with them and get them on the phone. I'm all about getting people on the phone and voice messaging because for me, we're all crazy busy, right? So if you just jump on a quick phone call and you spend 5 minutes getting to know your loyal customer and getting to know their goals and help them design a 90-day plan, then they instantly are going to feel so connected to you. And that 5 minutes could be like up to a month of texting back and forth, but they're not committing. But they always commit when you get them on the phone and when they can hear your voice and they feel some sort of relationship and some sort of connection with you, especially if you're building on social media. That is so crucial for loyal customers and distributors. But I reach out to people and I send people before and after pictures. And when I'm posting before and afters, I make sure to post all different body types. I think that sometimes, we feel that pressure of like, okay, it's not a quick fix, so you don't post a certain body type because you just don't, you know what I mean? Like you just don't want people to think that it's a quick fix, but you've got to be posting all different body types because there's someone on my timeline. If I'm posting fit girls all the time, that's not really realistic for the people who are on my timeline. But if I'm posting all different body types and I post one and someone's like, that looks exactly like me. Like I want to have those results. So you've got to be posting all different body types. And that too gives you an option to be posting different before and afters every single day. Mm-hmm. And the before and afters speak for themselves. But find a product that you can fall in love with and you will never feel like you're selling anything, ever.
So I know that both Brittany and Erin both messaged you originally to be loyal customers, and you said, well, have you ever thought about making any money while you're using the products? Do you say that to every loyal customer that you're signing up?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I always start with the business whenever they message me. And the reason that I do that is because I feel like everyone wants an extra income. So you might as well bring in an extra income while you're using these products. And even if they're not ready quite yet, that's why it's so crucial to follow up, you guys, and make sure that you're keeping an eye out on what your customers are ordering. I will sign at least probably like 1 to 2 distributors a month who are my customers just because I'm watching what they're ordering. And I can say, Tammy, like you are ordering enough to run your auto shipment and to receive a paycheck with this business. Like, why don't you just tell your girlfriends about it and make some extra money? And they're always like, wow, that's a really good point. I never thought about doing that. So make sure that you guys are watching what your customers are ordering. And as they continue to order, recommend new products for them, and never be afraid to introduce the business opportunity to them, no matter who they are. You never know if they need the friendship, the fun, or the financial freedom that this company offers. So every single time that someone messages me, I mention the business opportunity.
How have you found is the best way to keep track of your loyal customers? Like, do you have like a spreadsheet, or do you have like a file system? How do you keep track of
well, I have every steps to success since I've got started. I am like crazy. Like, I try to stay organized, but now I have a spreadsheet, and it's really helpful. But in my contacts too, like I have, so for every single one of my loyal customers, in front of their name, it says LC. So like as soon as BOGO was released, I typed up a message and I send it to every single loyal customer that I have. And that's one way that I keep track. That's really, really simple for me and more hands-on. As far as like having like an Excel spreadsheet or something is just for my records, so that like if anything happens to my phone or like my iCloud, that I have that backed up. But I always communicate with them on my phone. And then I also on my Facebook too, I have a Facebook list with my loyal customers in there. So I can like kind of just follow along their lives and their journeys and see how things are changing. And, you know, if I ever feel like, okay, I want to message Amanda and I want to share this opportunity with her. And I know that we've talked about it, but I like seeing like she's just had a baby and like maybe this could give her an opportunity to stay home, and she's tried the products. So just like I said, it's not about you. You've got to make it about your customers, and you've got to realize that you know, you have the opportunity to change their life as well. So keeping track of them is just in my contacts in my phone, and then I do have an Excel spreadsheet.
Perfect.
Yes.
Love it. I learn new things from you all the time.
I know. The LCE thing is amazing.
Yeah.
In your phone, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you keep your loyal customers from turning their auto shipments off?
This just comes back to following up with them, and creating that 90-day plan is so crucial, because this gives them an opportunity to try out different products. So they're going to fall in love with multiple products. So once you take good care of them, they're always going to want to order, and they're going to trust you. And so like when I say, okay, Tammy, we're going to get you started on greens, regular, and Vital Core for your first 3 months. And I'm going to follow up with her every single month, and I'm going to answer her questions. And once her 3 months is over, I'm going to introduce the business opportunity again. Every single 3 months, I introduce the business opportunity again to them. And then if they're not interested, then I'll say, okay, let's go ahead and get you scheduled for another 90 days so that we can continue your amazing results. And because I've taken such good care of them, and because they are seeing results from the products, they're going to trust me, and they're going to continue to order. And I'm going to say, I want you to try something new. Let's try something from our skincare line. Or I want you to try the energy drinks because it's my favorite and I think that you'll love it. Or I know you've gotten the wraps and the green, so let's try the defining gel, because I think that that's going to obviously enhance your wrap results and you will fall in love with it. So I always just listen to them and see what they're ordering, and always recommending new products for them. But yeah, just following up is so important, and I don't think that people do it enough. And like letting them know when they have perk points. So one thing that I do is like if they have perk points on their site, I would say, hey Amanda, I just wanted you to know that I loaded $15 onto your account just to show you that I appreciate your business. So I would say something like that. And like just make sure that you're looking out for the perk points and stuff like that as well.
Awesome. Love that. Okay, well, let's switch over to distributors. How do you, and I feel like a lot of people struggle with having a lot of potentials, but then not being able to kind of seal the deal and get them to make that final commitment. How do you get your potentials to just do it, just sign up?
To just do it. I always ask the question. So like once I tell them about the opportunity, I'll send them like just the message about getting started, what it takes to get started. But I get them to talk about what they want out of this business. What would change their life? How much monthly income do they want? And then once I do that, kind of opens up the door for them to realize that they had to buy a new refrigerator or to pay for that gas to get to work. But it always gets to a point to where I will ask them, where are you at 1 through 10 with joining the business? And I ask that every single time, because a lot of the times, people have a fear of joining, and it's totally normal. I was the same way. I was terrified. And so when you ask them, where are you at 1 through 10? And they're going to give you a number. And then you just have to ask them, how can we get you to a 10? What do you need from me to make you feel so confident about this decision to get you to a 10? And that oftentimes they're going to voice things that they haven't voiced to you yet. And maybe there's a fear that's holding them back. Maybe they feel like they don't know enough people, or maybe money is really tight and they don't have that $100 quite yet, and so that's holding them back. Or maybe they have a fear of failing. It's always different types of things that's holding people back. But that's when it comes to you being a leader. Even if they're not on your team yet, you can still show them that you are a leader and that you believe in this business and that you believe in them, because a lot of people just need you to believe in them for them to just take the leap of faith and join the business.
So true. How do you respond when they do say that to you, like, well, I'm just afraid I don't have the time, or I don't have the money, or I don't know enough people, when they say that to you?
Let people know that those are so that's just the most common things that I hear. So I just tell them, like, I understand that that's one of your fears, that you don't know enough people, but you know a lot. You know 10 people who know 10 people who know 10 people. And this business, you just got to open your mouth. And when your mouth is open, your business is open. And I just tell them that it doesn't happen overnight. And this is something that you just got to fall in love with, and you'll just talk about it, and you will find someone who talks about it, and you'll find another person who just talks about it. And I just tell them there's no need to put that type of pressure on yourself right away, because you do know 10 people, and you have a doctor, you have a babysitter. Maybe you are the babysitter. I was the babysitter. And now the people I babysit for, they're double diamonds in the business. You've just got to make them realize that they do know a lot of people. And we have like the memory jogger on eSuite, and I always love sending that to people who say that they don't know enough people. So if you're on the document library, you just type in memory jogger, and it gives you a list of people that you know that just have like skipped your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, I do know all of these people. And for people who say that they don't have time, I always say, you don't have to have time to be successful, but the most successful people in this business are the people who are the busiest, because they know how to get things done around. And that's what I always say. I'm like, I want you to be busy, because the busiest people are the most successful.
It's true. How do you feel like what's important in getting your new distributor started? How do you get them going, getting started off on the right foot?
Okay, so getting them started, I just make sure that they have like the simple tools of what it takes to grow your business. I make sure that they get connected on the team page. But the first thing that I do is I make sure that they understand their eSuite, how to log on to their eSuite. I'll jump on a quick call with every single distributor that I sign, and it takes like 3 minutes. But I make sure that they know how to log in, because some people don't even know how to do that. I make sure that they know where to find their training videos and where to find their Ruby chart and their steps to success. And I tell them, listen, Mary, if you print off this Ruby chart and this steps to success, and you follow all the tools that are on the team page, you can be successful at doing this. And then from there, I just encourage them to think about how are they going to grow their business. Are they going to blitz? Are they going to have wrap parties? Or are they going to do social media? Because a lot of the times I feel like people go immediately into social media when that's not their strength. And There are people who have built to Ambassador Diamond in 7 months from doing wrap parties, and people who built to Diamond in 1 month from doing wrap parties, and people who've done it on social media or done it by blitzing. So immediately I go into, okay, let's figure out what your strength is, because I want you to start hitting it from the very beginning. And I make sure that they understand how to go Ruby. I make sure that they understand the importance of gathering their first loyal customer. So I tell them about, it's called the chicken noodle soup list. And that's what I always tell them is, okay, I want you to think of your chicken noodle soup list. If you were sick, who is someone that would bring you chicken noodle soup? And those are the 4 people that I want you to call. And those are the 4 people that I want you to reach out to, and I want you to share this opportunity with them. But there's going to be times, and I know, like, for me, I didn't, like, no one on my chicken noodle soup list, no one cared that I was doing this. So I realized, okay, I've got to step it up, and I've got to go find people on my Facebook, or I've got to look at that memory jogger and think of people that I know who would want these products. And that's what I had to do. So it's not always rainbows and butterflies with gathering your first 4 customers. It's a lot of work. And, that's a huge deal to gather 4 customers. That's huge. And make sure that you guys are celebrating those successes with them as they're gathering their 4 customers. You've got time to celebrate that. And as they're hitting executive and Ruby, you've got to take time to celebrate that. But you've got to make sure that they know where they're going. So make sure that you're sending them a video of how to go Ruby so that they truly understand what it takes to go Ruby. Sit down with them if you can. I was having team meetings at Starbucks as a Ruby. I was just like, everybody came to Starbucks and we had no idea what we were doing. But we just, we would watch training videos together, and we would do it together. And I think that's what a lot of people want, is to be connected together and to know that they're not doing it alone. So always making sure that they know where they're going, that they're comfortable with how they're growing their business, that they know what their post should look like. Are they posting? So for the first few weeks, I will make sure my new distributors, I'll go to their page, like their Facebooks, and make sure that their posts look okay. And I'll make sure that they're reaching out to people and that they're blitzing and they know how to blitz. So I'll send them a video of, this is what blitzing is. This is how you blitz. This is what wrap parties are. This is how you do wrap parties. And this is social media. So make sure you're connecting them to all 3 of those areas, so that they find their strength. And you want to encourage them to kind of just go. So with my new distributors, I'm like, just go. Like, just go and work your business and go and screw up. You're going to screw up so many times, but that's how you're going to succeed, failing over and over and over and over again. And as you do that, you'll realize, like, you can do this, and anybody can do this. And they are going to be capable of so much more than what they realize. So when you push them and you tell them, go and step outside of your comfort zone, they're not only going to grow in this business, but they're going to grow as a person as well.
That's awesome. Love it. What are some things that you do every single day to work your business? Like, what's your day look like?
Oh gosh. Okay. So every single day, I make sure that I'm reaching out to people. So I make sure that I'm building my network every single day. I make sure that I have the app. It's called 30/30, and it's just 30/30. But for me, that helps me really stay organized with time management. So I make sure that I don't stay busy in my mind, because I was guilty of that when I was first growing my business. And staying busy in your mind is the worst thing that you can do for your business. So you've got to make sure that what you're doing is active. So you've got to make sure that, for me, the 30/30 app, it gives me like a 30-minute window that I know, okay, this is 30 minutes that I'm going to spend doing follow-ups. And then this is 30 minutes that I'm going to spend liking and commenting and building relationships on social media. And this is 30 minutes that I'm going to spend making posts and and following up with how are all of my new distributors doing, and making sure that I spend 30 minutes pouring into myself. I pour into myself every single day, and you've got to do that whether this is your first day or you've been in for 2 years. You've got to pour into yourself every single day, because your business is only going to grow as big as your mind. So when you are pouring into yourself every single day, naturally, it's like your business just automatically starts to bloom and starts to grow, and you feel confident and you know the direction that you're heading, and that no matter what happens in your mind, you have a clear vision of where you're going, and you know that you are focused. And so pouring into yourself every single day, whether it's 5 minutes or 30 minutes, that will impact your business more than you could ever imagine. And I make sure that I spend time connecting with my leaders on my team. So even if you're an executive, those 2 people that are on your team, those are your potential leaders, and those are your potential legs that will carry you to ambassador. So pour into those people, pour into the people on your team, and that in return is going to fill your cup. When you see your team win, that's when you'll win it too, you know? So make sure that you guys are doing that, and hold yourself accountable. Challenge yourself. How many people are you going to message? Well, I want you to double it. How many people are you going to get on the phone? And it's terrifying to get people on the phone. So you can start out by doing voice messaging, and just have those conversations with people, and practice things with your team, and make your team want to grow, and make your team want to learn, and inspire them by leading with action. So if your team isn't having wrap parties, guess what? You're going to go out there and you're going to have a wrap party. And if your team isn't blitzing, you go out and you show them how to blitz, and you show them how to rock social media, because you are going to lead by action, and that's when your business is going to grow. But you've got to hold yourself accountable. So you've got to make sure every single day that you're truly doing what it takes to be successful. So I spend time messaging people. I spend time working my social media and making sure that my posts are great, and that I'm doing what it takes to get interaction on my posts. And I make sure that when I'm out and about, that I'm blitzing people, that I'm telling people about the opportunity, that I'm scheduling wrap parties. And my days change just kind of based, that's the beauty of it. It just changes based on what's going on around me, what's going on with Harper. Do I have to stay up later? Yeah, there are days where I have to stay up till maybe 3 a.m. working, but that's okay, because it's worth it, because all of the sacrifices that you are going to make for you and for your family is worth it.
I love it. That's incredible.
Liz, can you give us a couple of your favorite self-development books?
Yes. You Are a Badass is my favorite. It's right here. And oh my gosh, you guys have got to go and get this. You Are a Badass. Rhinoceros Success is a great one. I have so many. I love like John Maxwell. I read all different kinds of books, but how I do my self-development is I don't sit and like read a book cover to cover. I'll sit and I'll read just different parts of different books, just because I don't want to focus too much on one book. I don't know. It's just like how I am in my mind. So I'll read different parts of different books, and then I just share what I learn with my team, and I make sure that I'm implementing that in my life, what I'm learning. So I don't just read it just to read it. I read it, and then like I dissect it, and then I realize, okay, like this is what I need to do. Or it just fills my cup to know that pouring into myself, just what it does to you mentally, and how it that affects your business so much when you're doing that. But You Are a Badass, Rhinoceros Success, GoPro is really, really awesome. Those are some of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I just have so many favorites. And as you grow in the business, you can just go to Barnes & Noble and pick up some amazing books, but you don't have to be like this crazy like self-development person. You can do a little bit at a time. You don't have to read either. You can watch YouTube videos. You can get audio books, whatever it is, but spend at least 5 to 30 minutes a day doing that and pouring into yourself that way.
Do you have any other just tips from the top that you want to share with us?
Oh my gosh. So a few things that I wrote down. is that your journey is your journey. So go at your own pace with this business, and don't put pressure on yourselves that that you have to be at a certain place by a certain time. And it's incredible to set goals, but make sure that the goals are realistic to the work that you're putting in. Don't set yourself up for failure, and believe what you have your hands on. So Pam once told this story, and so people used to think that she was crazy because she started this business, and she was at a wedding one time, and this was a few years ago when the business was, I mean, they were very successful, and someone came up to her and they doubted her. It was one of her friends that had doubted her from the beginning of her business, and they said to her, so are you still doing that rap thing? And her son just started laughing, because at this time we are a multi-million-dollar business. And she was like, I'm still doing that crazy rap thing. And so I always remember that whenever someone writes a status, or whenever that there's going to be a day in years down the road when someone asks, are you still doing that rap thing? And I'm going to say, yeah, I am still doing that rap thing, with a smile on my face, because you know that this is an opportunity of a lifetime. And I know that I'm in this for life. And I love everything about this business, and just our corporate team, and everything that it stands for. And I know that this is home. And so I have that right now. This is busy season for you guys. You know, people are out and about. People are enjoying the sunshine. People are loving life. This is your opportunity to get out and about and to share this opportunity, whether it's at the park or at the grocery store. People are in a good mood. So right now is the perfect time to grow your business. And when I say this is the busy season, I want you guys to know that every single season in this company is the opportunity for it to be a busy season for you. There's no such thing as a slow season unless you allow it to be something that happens in your business. So you have to get up every single day and lead your team by example, and stay focused. Keep your head down. Don't look left. Don't look right. Don't look at what anybody else is doing, because that's when you're going to start doubting yourself. That's when you're going to start comparing yourself to other people. And just know that your journey is your journey, and that you are right where you are in this business for a reason, that God will lead the right people into your business. You've just got to keep doing what you're doing every single day, and believe that you can be successful, and believe in yourself, and know that you have a family here with It Works, and that you have a team that loves you and that believes in you. And I know that every single one of you can be a top earner. And I know that every single one of you can pay off your debt. You can mark dreams off of your dream board, but you've got to stay focused every single day and know that you are worthy of being successful in this company.
You're
Amen,
the best.
sister.
You are the best.
Oh, I love you guys so much.
We had a couple of questions.
So we've got a couple questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them says, what do you say when people push back with, I just can't do sales?
I say, I can't either. And it sounds crazy because, I mean, it is sales, but listen, I worked at Suntan City for a couple of weeks, and I quit.
For a couple of weeks.
I was like, I can't do sales. This is not for me. I feel like, oh my gosh, it was horrible. I would cry when I would have to go to work.
That's hilarious.
But I just say, this isn't selling. This is sharing. This is sharing products that can change someone's life. This is sharing a business opportunity. And when so if someone says I don't do sales, that immediately for me is, okay, I need to get them on some products. I need them to fall in love with these products, because then you'll never feel like you're selling something. So right then is when I would go right into, okay, let's get you started on some products. And I do that with every single person who isn't quite ready to become a distributor yet. I say, well, while you're making up your mind, let's go ahead and get you started on some products, because I know as soon as they try it and as soon as they fall in love with the products, they will sign up as a distributor.
It's good. I like it. All right. So we had another question on Instagram. When people are liking your pictures over and over and over again, you message them, they don't respond, but they continue to like every single picture. How often how long do you wait until you message them back again?
Okay, so I kind of went over this at the Millionaire School, but when you're messaging people, especially on Instagram, you've got to let them know that you've messaged them, because we have top leaders who are incredible at social media, and we have social media training that we've all done. But you guys have to understand that people don't know that. People don't realize what social media is as much as we do, because they don't run businesses on social media. So on Instagram, you've got to let people know that you've messaged them, because a lot of people don't realize that Instagram does have messaging. So once I message someone, I'll comment on a picture and say, hey girl, I just wanted to let you know that I sent you a message. And if it shows as seen, so that means, yeah, they do know that there is messaging, I just keep on messaging until they respond. And there have been people where I have a double diamond. Her name is Sydney. You can go give her crap. But I messaged her 19 times before she said a word to me. But I just couldn't, in my mind, I just couldn't let her go. And so I just kept on messaging and I kept on following up. And when people see you doing that, that shows a lot to them of that you believe in these products and you believe in this business and that you believe in them as well, and that you're not going to give up on them. But Ashley Sinclair teaches that people's lives change every 9 months, and that is so true. And that's something I keep in the back of my mind every single day when I ask myself, okay, should we follow up with this person? But yeah, you should follow up with them, because people's lives change every 9 months, and you never know that one message that you almost didn't send, that's your new distributor. That's your next ambassador diamond. That is your next rock star. That's your next highest ordering loyal customer. You never know. So you always got to be following up no matter what. And people are going to join when it's right for them, when it fits their life.
That's perfect. I in my goofy self, I will continue to follow up, and I'll just say hi, it's your friendly stalker. Hi.
I love it.
But then they
follow-up messages is, I hope I didn't say anything to offend you, and they always respond to that, whether it's no, you didn't. And that's it, but at least that they responded to that.
Exactly.
So I always said, I love it. Hey, it's your stalker. Oh my gosh. That's so awesome.
That's funny. Any other questions anybody else has for Miss Alyssa while we have her here?
I have one. So say you have somebody who has told you from the get-go, I don't really do social media. I think I'm going to do parties. Do you still recommend that they start to learn social media while they're doing parties and getting started? Do you recommend that everybody does social media?
I would say, so for some people, if you're doing wrap parties, here's what I want you to do is I want you to show your wrap cash, and I want you to show the fun that you're having at those parties. And I still want you to post some before and afters, and I still want you to try. With social media, a lot of people put so much pressure on making the post. It's not about making the post. It's about the lives that you're interacting with, the people that you're having conversation with. So you just have to remember to just post what you're doing, and there's your post right there. Post what's on your mind. Take that pressure off of yourself of making these incredible, amazing posts, and just say what's on your mind and just be yourself, and you will have the posts. And as your business grows, your social media will grow. So you've got to work social media, whether you think people are watching or not. They are, because for me, I watched Tiffany for 3 months before I even signed up, and I never liked or commented. And I know that there are a lot of you who are on this right now who you've never liked and you never commented on anything either. So that's how it is that people are watching you, and people want to make sure that you're staying consistent on social media, especially because they want people come into this, okay, I'm going to join this business. I want to join with someone who's consistent. I want to join with someone who's plugged in. I want to join with someone who kind of knows what they're doing. So act like you know what you're doing, even if you don't. Just be confident and just own it, because when I got started, I had no clue what I'm doing. And I will see posts in my on this day, and I'm this is humiliating. What am I doing? But people don't know that. It's just ignorance on fire, and you just gotta just be confident and just own it. There's not a wrong post that you can make.
What is when you are blitzing, what is your icebreaker? Like how do you usually bring it up to people? Do you have something that you typically say, or does it just depend?
So, it just depends on kind of how I'm reading someone. And that's a skill that you'll learn as you grow in the business. There are so many blitzing mistakes that I have made, and I have made a fool of myself so many times. But I just try to be genuine and just have a conversation with someone. And even just a simple hello can open up the door for you to sign someone as a distributor. You never know. So never judge someone. And kind of how I see it is, who am I to decide, like, if I get to change their life or not? Like, I'm robbing them of an opportunity if I don't tell them about this business. And I also look at it as, okay, I could be walking past someone in the grocery store who is on food stamps and who is living on like WIC and food stamps and can barely even pay their electric bill, because that was me. And if someone would have stopped me in the grocery store, I would have busted into tears and I would have listened to every single word that they would have said. So it isn't up to you to decide who you introduce the business to. You should be talking about it to every single person. And if you don't share this opportunity, I guarantee the next person will. So if you don't open your mouth, that next person is going to open theirs, and that could be their next ambassador diamond on their team. So you'll remember the people that you don't blitz. It will haunt you. So if you see someone and you're like, should I blitz them? Should I not? I'm telling you, do it, because you will regret not doing it, and you never know what could come of it. And it's all in your mind. Like, that fear of blitzing is all in your mind. Just think, if someone comes up to you and hands you a coupon, like, are you really thinking that much about it? No, you're not thinking that much about it. You're like, oh, thank you so much for your coupon. Whereas, like, in our mind, we're like, oh my gosh, it's going to like 100 miles an hour. We're overthinking it. Whereas all that we have to do is just have a conversation and open up that door. So I always will say something like, what do you do for a living? Or if like it's a clerk, I'll say, do you work here full time? Or if it's a mom with their little girl, I'll just be like, hey, what do you think about this little outfit with this? Or if it's someone like at the store, I would say, I'm like, this is my work colors, and I'll show them my Blitz card, and I'll be like, I need a shirt this color. Do you guys have anything this color? And right there is an opportunity. But just talk about it. Just make it happen in a conversation, and don't ever rob someone of this opportunity.
It's so true. It's so true. And I have found for me, because I think blitzing is my weak link. That's what I'm really working on. But I think it helps me so much just wearing my gear around everywhere.
Oh yeah, be a walking billboard.
It helps. Yeah, I think it helps a lot.
I am the most awkward person ever when it comes to blitzing, but I just do it because I'm like, I know my skill is social media. So I'm terrified of blitzing. I'm terrified of wrap parties, but I've got to lead by example. So I've got to show my team that, hey, I'm doing it too, even though it terrifies me. I'm still doing it because I expect all of you to do it. And I want to inspire every single person that's on our team. So even though it's terrifying for me, and I could shake or cry when I'm walking up to someone, like, I don't want you to think that it comes easy for me to blitz people, because it doesn't. It's so terrifying. But I do it anyways. And afterwards I'm like, wow, why was I freaking out about that? And I know that, like, once you guys start to blitz, you'll realize that every single time. And if someone tells them no, they're saying no to themselves. And just be kind always. And if someone's rude to you, just kill them with kindness and put a smile on your face and walk away. And just know that God will lead the right people into your business.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Any other questions, guys? Let's see. All right. Okay. So it says, can you clarify what types of posts to make this to make the 3 on Instagram? How do you mix the F posts with the It Works posts?
So I will do, I would do like food it works. Selfie, it works. So like every other is what I try to do for the it works post. I try to do as much as I can, or if I'm doing like a food post, that's easily like an opportunity post or just like a business meeting post. So even if you're not posting necessarily like before and afters and stuff like that, you can still like make it about it works somehow. So that's what I always try to do, is make it a part of my everyday life, because then people are going to see that they can do this too, and that it's a part of my lifestyle. It's not like my job. It's just who I am. It's what I love to do.
Perfect. You just got to weave it into your life.
Yes. For the Millionaire School, the link doesn't expire. Like the video doesn't expire. So it will always be there.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
Fabulous.
Anyone else have any questions?
Do we get to hang out with you on the cruise ship?
Oh my God! I cannot wait.
It's going to be fabulous.
Got to get on the cruise. I'm not even kidding you. Go out there and do what it takes to get on there. Go and build rubies. Go and change people's lives. And if this is your first day, you can still be on that cruise. I'm telling you, the most inspiring people that I met were the people that were months in, and they were on the cruise ship. I was like, that is freaking awesome.
Jessica Harsha.
Yes. Like Jessica and I, that is when we connected. And that's when,
Yep.
like our friendship started to grow, is because of the cruise. And you get to bump shoulders with top earners, and you get to hang out with all of your friends, and you get to meet teams and be inspired by people from all over the world. Yes.
It's amazing.
Do what
It's
it
so
takes to
fun.
get on the cruise. It's gonna be so amazing.
Get your butts on that cruise.
Yes.
All right.
Last call for questions.
Yeah.
Nothing?
Got nothing?
All right.
I'm
Thank
sure their
you.
heads are
Thank
spinning.
you, Liz.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So
Appreciate
much.
it.
Have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye.